I see the Padawan needs one last lesson. Tell me, is it the chosen one? He will avenge us.
We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
The world he created exists for itself.
And so, my fellow nerds, ask not what your fandom can do for you, ask what you can do for your fandom.
Leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
What's going on, everybody? Hello. Welcome back to another State of Star Wars streams. I'm sorry I missed last week. I really apologize. It was a little bit of a hectic week. Some interesting things happened with the channel. We got some great shout outs from some awesome people. But it's time to get back to business as usual. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Go! Every time I mute myself in the beginning. Why do I do that? I mute myself in the beginning so that I'm not like heavy mouth breathing on the intro every time. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and start that back over. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to... This stream is ruined forever. People are going to click on it and be like, his audio is broken. Screw that guy. Welcome, everybody. I want to say what's up to the chat. Hello, I see Leia Rose is in here. Yadi's in here. Jake76. Good to see you. King's Advisors, who I've just been recently chatting with on Twitter. Good to see you here, and thank you so much for the membership. I really, really appreciate that. Welcome to the family, and as always, we got to kill at least one little youngling for that.
Thank you.
appreciate you being here. Yeah, no, I'm mortified. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Oh, it's through my headphones now? What is not wrong with this? Oh my god. I thought I muted myself. Hold on. What is happening? What is happening here? Okay, I think we're good. I think I got it. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, there's that audio. I think it's because I switched. Microphone, choose your input device. Roadcaster. Whoopsie poopsie. I think that did it. Oh god, there's 25 comments in here. Sound, yeah, hey y'all, happy new year. Hey, what's going on? Okay, you can hear me now. But now I can't hear the music. Settings, audio, speaker, NVIDIA? Test that. Okay, I can hear that. I can hear that. But my damn music's gone. Oh, that always drives me nuts. I like to hear a little bit of lo-fi when I'm streaming. It just calms my brain down a little bit. I swear to God, I'm going to get to the chat here in a minute. I'm going to get to the chat here in a second, but I got to figure out what the heck is going on here. Okay. Audio is good. Mic is running. Okay. Good. Communications? Audio? There it is. Okay. Okay, that's better. I'm feeling a little better about this now. Yeah, let's bring the music up a little bit. What an intro to a stream, my God. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the State of Star Wars, my God. Hey, look, these things happen. It doesn't matter how long you do this. The reason why everything got messed up is because I added a second camera when I was doing my streams about, you know, working on the models and all the different stuff. And now every time I try to start my stream, it pulls the audio from the crappy webcam as opposed to pulling it from this beast right here. So I sincerely apologize for the delay, but we're going to get moving here. I was in the process of saying hello to the chat. King's Advisors, again, thank you so much for joining the channel. I really appreciate it. I see Zombie Box is in here. What's going on, Zombie Box? Ronnie, my good friend, as always. Georgie Girl is in here. Good to see you. Tevin Daniels, Nipsey, my good friend Nipsey. Good to see you. Legion of Maul is in here. Good to see you, buddy. As always, my moderator, Matt Rissman, is here. Good to see you. Dennis D is in the house. Good to see you. John Graber, the space jockey. He named himself that because he's very small. He's a very small man. Compacted awesomeness is what I would say John Graber is. That's what John is. Dat Boy Steve is here. Hello, everyone. And X, I guess. Also, Happy New Year to everyone. Here's hoping we get lots of cool Star Wars things. Here's to hoping. Ghost Rider is here. You should call this the state of the galaxy. I don't think so. Ladaj says, yo, this is the most handsome man in the entirety of Star Wars. Good to see you, buddy. Oh my God. Here's where all the problems happened with the microphone. Two Star Wars nerds, my friend. Good to see you. Very excited about the new developments when it comes to the project. Happy to see you involved. Going into work for a bit, but wanted to drop in and say I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, man. Brendan DeLimpa, love your stream, bro. Well, we haven't even gotten started yet.
And then it was just like mute, 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 mute. Yeah, I get it. Andrew McNellis, what's up from the UK? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me from the UK. What time is it there right now? Is it like 4 o'clock in the morning? Sexy jazz music. Yeah. Resolute Rebellion is in the house. Good to see you. Obviously, Daisy Blossom Flower Child, one of my members. Absolutely adore you. Thank you for being here. Okay, this is all just... Okay. Yeah, you're bad at this. You're bad at this. You're bad at this. I get it. And we're off to the races. Okay, perfect. Jorge. What's up, Jorge? Says, Rian Johnson just admitted he intended to bury the Star Wars IP. Shame on anyone who defended The Last Jedi. I'm going to talk about that a little bit tonight. There was a very interesting article that came out that basically said that Rian Johnson was trying to write his own ending into the middle of the saga. Not a great idea, but we all kind of knew he was a bit of a... How far are we in? 11 minutes and 9 seconds. That's how long it took to get this figured out. 11 minutes and 9 seconds. I can cuss now. Rian Johnson was a little bit of a fuckhead when it came to the way that he made The Last Jedi, but we'll go into that. 2:10. It's early. You guys are going to be fine. Okay, so this is called the State of Star Wars Address. I'm curious to know how many people in the chat actually watched the release of Bad Batch. Did you guys watch the first 2 episodes? I watched them this morning, and I have opinions, but there's no way. Absolutely not. No way that you actually watch those. I have opinions, but the problem with the Bad Batch, at least for me, and I feel like there are quite a few other people that sort of feel similarly to the way I approach this, is that the Bad Batch is very unimportant. I'm sorry. Animation has never really been my thing. It's cool because they can tell so many good stories and stuff that they can do that they can't do on on the big screen, which apparently Star Wars doesn't do anymore. But in all actuality, what we're watching, it feels like at this point really doesn't have any impact on the universe as a whole. And I think that's why I'm just a little bit apathetic towards it, not because of my overall opinion of Star Wars right now and the way it's being run. It's just that it doesn't really have a greater impact on the whole story. Now, at the end of season 1 of the Bad Batch, they gave us Mount Tantus, and to anybody who's unfamiliar, that was something that's very, very important to EU fans. It's very important to the Timothy Zahn trilogy. It's a crux for a lot of things that happened in the expanded universe. And so for them to give us that, I thought that was really, like, I thought maybe we were going to head a direction in terms of the story that was going to be told. And then it seemed like it just kind of fell apart. Like, we haven't heard any buzz about it. We don't know if it's going to come back. Like, why was that even introduced other than to just be like, oh, hey, it's Mount Tantus. Enjoy. Like, I don't know. I didn't really understand it. We started out the episode today in South Florida. I think it was South Florida because the crabs there are pretty big. It was the Bad Batch on another mission. They were going to pick up some money because this is what the Bad Batch does. They are very much like they're a video game questing group. So they quest, they try to do stuff. Sometimes it doesn't work out. It's very just like kind of questy. And I didn't feel like that really changed a lot with the first 2 episodes. Now, I know that there are implications that other things may come down the road, but in terms of a season opener compared to season 1 of the Bad Batch, the first episode where we had literal voiceovers from Ian McDermott pulled from the movies, we saw this giant turn. We saw the Order 66. We saw all of these massive things that would be very, very important to clones. This was just kind of like season 1 episode, I don't know, 24, whatever. It was just, it didn't really strike a massive chord for me. There was nothing wrong with it at all. You know, it's a competent kids cartoon. That's just kind of how I felt. I wasn't really overrun with like excitement or grief. It didn't do anything wrong to upset canon or do anything like that. It was just kind of a kid's show. So yeah, nothing really insane to say about it. I know a lot of people, I had gotten some DMs saying like, hey, you're going to talk about Bad Batch. Hey, like we want to talk about Bad Batch. I don't really know what you guys want me to say about it. It just kind of reminds me of that moment in Avatar where he's like, is this what you want me to do? This is what you want me to say this? Is this what you want? Like, yeah, just do that. Record it. It's important. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say other than that. There were some cool moments. I don't hate the colored armor quite as much as I did when I was watching the trailers. It looks a little bit cooler now that the whole story is going on, but I just know that was a way to sell toys, which I can't blame them. I can't blame them. You know what I mean? Darth Wizzy Wizard says, it's a cartoon. Who cares? Enjoy it for what it is. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm not going to be mad at somebody for being super stoked on the Bad Batch. I'm not going to be mad at somebody for being like, well, that's pretty dumb. Either way, it kind of works. You know what I mean? King's Advisors, our new member, says it feels like they made this to shore up their sequel. You're going to have to elaborate. Are you talking about the sequel trilogy? I feel like the Bad Batch doesn't really... well, I guess it could have that implication at some point. Maybe. I don't know. It's not really the right time frame for that to be a thing. Better than Yondor. I'm going to have to push back on that one, dude. I enjoyed the writing in that like a lot more than I know I'm going to enjoy the writing in Bad Batch. It's a kid's show. That's the thing. You know, a lot of people didn't like Andor. They thought it was super boring and just fucking lame. And I totally get that. But like if you're a big book reader and you're kind of used to that pacing and like everything being addressed, I really enjoyed it for that aspect of it. It could have used a lot more action. Not gonna lie. Could have used a lot more action. No. Oh God. Dude, I swear to God. I specifically sent this invite knowing he wouldn't show up tonight. You know what I mean? But at least we got matching hats. What's up, buddy?
I'm just listening to you talk Bad Batch.
To anybody who doesn't know, I like to bring on small content creators, try to promote them as much as I can. This guy eating the Cinestick is spilling it all over his shirt. Is Jay from the Drunk3PO channel. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Did you watch this? Home. Did you? Good to be. Oh.
I did not. I haven't watched it.
No?
I kind of feel like you. Like it's like a kid's show.
It doesn't really have a massive implication on like the universe. It doesn't really move the story forward at all. And I feel like for so long, so many people were like, move away from the Skywalker saga. Move away from the Skywalker name. Like, tell new stories. And then they gave us new stories and we're like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, give me Skywalker again.
Isn't that kind of like around the Skywalker saga time period, though?
Yeah, well, I mean, the stuff is happening, yeah, for sure. It's just
so it's kind of in there.
But it's also adding so much stuff that people I think aren't going to be super happy about. I mean, so like you have Omega, you have Omega, right? The key
Boba
little
Fett's twin daughter.
Boba Fett's twin sister. Yeah, it's like, where the fuck was she the whole time? I don't know. She's much more palpable or palatable.
God, we look like brothers with the mustache and the hat. Holy crap.
I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just it's really tough for me. I put a tweet out the other day that was like, dude, it's tough to be a Star Wars content creator right now because there's not a whole lot to jive on. I mean, you can just be super pissed off all the time about all the things and rehash a bunch of stuff that makes you mad. But when it comes to things that are new, this is just one of those ones that's a little kind of meh. I don't really care. It's fine enough to watch. I'm not mad at it. You know, it's a show.
I never saw the first series.
You didn't watch the Bad Batch season 1 at all?
No, because I heard I heard the what's that guy's name who voices like the Jedi, that Jedi kid in like the first episode?
Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, I can't stand that guy.
That guy's
man.
a
So it's like
cock.
I don't want nothing to do with him.
He's not a good person, man.
He's not.
Yeah, I watched a couple of interviews with him. Really, just kind of.
He went after like Gina like super hard, and then like he posted like a gif of a guy like slapping a girl like towards her, like get out of my
Yeah,
face.
I remember that.
And it's just like so then everyone's like, oh, he's back in it. I'm like, yeah, that was just a weird time for me. I was like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.
You were all involved with the drama. I don't think I was on YouTube yet when he was doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying Andor had better writing. Yeah, I mean, it's two completely different coins, right? It's not
Bad Batch it's a cartoon. It's animation.
It's a kid's show. Yeah, and so a lot of people.
Well, I didn't mean to cut you. I'm sorry. That's the kind of content I expected on Disney Plus for Star Wars, if you want my honest opinion. Stuff like the big budget movies, I was expecting movies. Like kind of like what Marvel's doing. Like we have like Star Wars is an experience, movies. And stuff like the Bad Batch and some of the other shows. Hey, what's up, Ivan? And like I thought that's the kind of stuff would be on Disney Plus, and I'm like, that's cool. That would work. You know what I mean?
That's where that kind of content should live, not like the big production
I agree.
shows.
I agree
you know?
completely. That's where it should live. That's where it should live.
Even
totally
Mando
agree.
at this point, I feel like should be more of a big screen thing, and then we should be focusing a lot more of our like heart and money into big screen projects, man. That's where Star Wars lives. And then you get to tell little fun stories on Disney Plus.
I totally agree. I even think like a show like Andor could dwell on Disney Plus. Doesn't need to be in a big screen. So it's like I you know, I'm cool with that. Like if they did a Mandalorian movie and then they had like some of the characters break off and then like they did that on Disney Plus, I think that just complements what you're trying to do, like that, in my opinion.
It helps to build.
I think that would, honestly, I think that would drive more subscribers if you had, you know, so you had the big movie, and it's like, well, you want to see what happens to some of these side characters.
Subscribe
They're
to
going to
Disney
be over.
Plus. Yeah, check out these other stories we're telling.
Right, and then it doesn't have to. Then you kind of mentally go in. You know, it's not going to be big budget. It's not going to be this, but it's that. And you're like, I'm cool with that. You know, that's where I want to live.
Your expectations are set moving into it. Yeah,
totally agree.
For sure.
Yeah. When you think about like all the movies, and then people say that Mandalorian is, you know, the best. It's like, when it's all said and done, does it even compare to the first 6? No, right?
No, but you got to remember, you have John Williams doing the music, you have George Lucas, and then you have early ILM, and even into the prequels, that's early still ILM that's handling that stuff. I mean, you're talking about some of the most creative, intelligent, just amazingly passionate people in the world. And I'm not saying that people at Lucasfilm don't have that same drive, passion, and creativity, but I think the direction that they're being given is kind of what's shoehorning them right now.
It definitely, Mandalorian, you know, I saw the first 2 seasons, definitely was made for a TV show.
Yeah.
So, you know, just the way they did it, you know, you go like 30 minutes and then, you know, what's going to happen next week? So it's like definitely wasn't made for big screen. So I think they did that correctly. I agree.
It's such a big conversation right now that like I want to see other stuff. I want to see other eras. Like, give me the Old Republic, give me some stuff from the EU, give me the Sith Empire, give me the Jedi Mando War, all this stuff from the expanded universe, which they were kind enough to basically decanonize and say, hey, look, none of this ever happened. You can read it in the books. We're going to tell you a new story. If there was something you'd want to see, do you have an opinion, like something you'd want to see that you think Disney could even handle?
To be honest, before the end of Mando 2, I'll be positive. I think with Mando, Ahsoka, and whatever they were putting together, even Book of Boba Fett, to me, for them to thrust into a Thrawn trilogy, if Disney Plus set the stage for a big movie, like a trilogy of movies, you got Luke, you got, and it's like the timeline's heading right there. I think that would be kind of a cool thing to see. It's like, hey, and to the point where it's like, you don't necessarily have to watch the shows to understand the next trilogy, but they're there for you to complement, kind of like what they did with Clone Wars back in the day. They released the cartoon. Right. It's like, you don't have to watch them, but it kind of like, this is how Grievous,
this is why Grievous on there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that would be kind of cool. I know for me personally, and I can't speak for everyone, if they were going that route, I don't have a problem with them recasting Luke Skywalker as long as the story was good. I had no problem with them recasting Han. You know what I mean? Like, if you're telling the story, and I'm with it, it wouldn't bother me.
What's that guy? What's the guy's name who played Winter Soldier?
Oh, you mean
Bucky? Yeah,
what his real name is? Yeah.
You put him as Luke Skywalker, right? And then I didn't even mind Alden Ehrenreich. I kind of liked him as a young Han Solo. Like, he had the facial expressions, right?
I didn't mind him either. The story I thought was stupid, but
that was the problem.
If the story was good, I don't think anybody would have cared. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't think any Sebastian
Stan. That's right. Yeah.
The chat's always VIP, but I think I would have blueprinted that whole thing. I mean, like, here we got all the little Disney Plus shows, and then it's
have a plan,
big screen,
a plan.
Yeah,
that's not what they're into, man.
I always thought that's what they were doing anyway, because Thrawn was teased, but I don't think it's going to go to the big screen anymore. I think the Mando universe is Disney Plus Star Wars right now.
You don't think that whole cinematic culmination thing is going to happen?
No, I think they will weave it into like Mando season 4 or 5.
Oh, that's death. That's death.
What do you
for
think
that
they've
franchise,
been doing this
dude.
whole time, man? Like, they're not making smart decisions. So
what escapes me is, and maybe this is something I mean, like, why not go? Are people just too afraid to go to the big screen? Because I've seen it from multiple directors, direct quoted, that said they just don't want to take it on. They just don't.
They don't want to work with Lucasfilm for some. There's a poison with this company right now where people don't want to work with the management over there. They just don't want to work with it, and it's shocking.
My co-host said that Solo was better than the Phantom Menace. Matt Rissman said that.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's not here right now.
I never physically punched somebody through the screen before, but that was as close as I've ever gotten.
I'll say this: I like Solo better than the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree there.
Solo could have been fun.
If they left out the droid politics.
The truth is, like, there's always parts of movies that you could kind of like. They always have like a segment where you're like,
that was a big one.
I could overlook it because it doesn't kill everything, but
that had multiple though. So for me,
the
biggest one was the last name thing. Like, how'd you get your last name?
Dude, when I heard that, I was like, dude, I checked out like almost the whole movie after that. Do you have a last name? No, I'm here Solo. Okay, here's your last name. And
Solo.
And then he looks at the picture and they're playing the Imperial March for the commercial. I'm like,
that was so weird, man. Like, what a choice.
Terrible.
How tired are you of this right now?
Me? Oh, the Gina questions? I'm in the acceptance period. So It doesn't matter where I go. Gina's always mentioned. It's not a terrible thing to. It's not.
I was gonna say you got propped up as like the pimp of the century for hanging around with Gina Carano. Everybody was real stoked, man.
I know some things.
I did have a question. I have a question. Do you think Gina's gonna come back in 3, or do you think they're just gonna kill her off screen?
Not you too.
You think they're gonna kill her off? They have to do something, dude, because I went back, just like in preparation of 3, I went back and I started watching episodes from 1 and 2. I kind of picked my favorites, and I was like, it's almost hard to remember sometimes how involved she really was in Mando. I mean, like, that was a major freaking character. It was Mando's best friend.
From what I can say, Cara Dune was such a unique character that was going to go to a place where she was gonna hunt. She was gonna hunt down the people that put the Death Star together, that blew up her planet, because she was from Alderaan.
Mm-hmm.
So she was gonna put it together a team to hunt Rangers of the New. That's what that. And so, yeah, everybody knew that. Even Kathleen Kennedy talked about that. And she was going to be related. She was going to be an Organa, like a cousin. And there's such a cool story with that is like a side character that they could have thrusted in. I don't think they will kill her off, because if they kill her off, then believe me, I'm going to burn that freaking thing. But I don't think they're going to kill her off, because this is just a guess, everyone. No one's told me anything. All right, this is just a guess. I think when Kennedy will probably leave after Indy, and there'll be some other management, and there could be a possibility that she makes a return. So,
I mean, most people I've talked to.
That would be so cool, man. A lot of people want to see her back, and it's so funny. Every time I hop on Twitter, I say anything Gina Carano, like, the positivity's there, but what's crazy is how much more negative stuff there is with just Twitter weirdos.
Twitter is not real life, because when we went to the Comic-Cons, she and I documented this. She had the biggest pre-sales. They were begging her to come back next year because of her pre-sales. And because, like, if they're like, Gina's going to be there, they pre-sell tickets to, like, get autographs and photos. And then people buy tickets to the event to go in. So all but 2 of the Comic-Cons, she had the most pre-sales. She had the longest line. They had to put her in a special booth because of her lines.
Really?
The lines were so... Yeah, because most of the lines were, like, straightforward. You kind of walk up. She had to get the, the ride lines where people were going like that because they were so long.
The Disney
yeah, like waiting for a ride. But it was just, it was incredible. Like Dallas, Orlando, Boston. She never got a break because there's so many people. She never ever got a break from, like, autographing and photos. It was just not. I don't know how she did it. Like, boom, boom. On Sundays it was a little slower, but Friday and Saturday was like, I was constantly, like, getting her coffee and, like, whatever. Like, you good? Like, you good? Like, I'll tell them to stop the line. She's like, no, let's get it done. Let's get it done. And 3 of the events, she was the last one there because people were still in line. So the people love her.
That's badass. Yeah.
Like, the people freaking love her. The only person that had a bigger line was Ewan McGregor. Because
could be understandable.
He was there at Boston for only 1 day, while Gina did 3 days. She did Friday, Saturday, Sundays most of the time. Ewan came in on a Saturday, and that was it. And so, of course, everybody tried to, and Kenobi was about to kick off, and so.
Well, dude, the bottom line is she's the people's trooper, right? I mean, it's so funny when we look back at who, like, Cara Cynthia Dune as a character.
Listen, we had people from Disney World pay ticket and get in line and talk to her privately about what happened. We had reporters pay a ticket and come in line. We had transgender people. We had LGBTQ people in line. It's just all these things saying what they did to you was terrible. It was so good for her to see that, because the first day she was like, no one's gonna show up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, listen,
Nobody
dude,
who's a real person feels
listen,
that way.
dude, the amount of hate they had, you know, Fox News and CNN were saying she's hated. She's the most hated person in the world. She's this. People wanted her to die. Constant death threats. Like, to the amount of, like, it was unbelievable. I don't care, man. We're all human.
And
You know what
Ezra
I mean?
Miller's getting re-up for a contract with Flash. Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so there. I would never say never that she would. You know what's crazy too about her character, and I know we weren't here to talk about Gina, but when I first talked to her, like when we started talking a lot more, she didn't quite understand the Star Wars fan base. Like, once you're in, you're like in for life. You know what I mean? It's like, even if you had like a 5-second part, you're in the club.
You're Jake Lloyd now. You're in it forever.
Like you're in the club. So she didn't get how massive and how dedicated and how, you know, passionate the Star Wars fan base is. So that was huge for her.
I hate the fact that she got the bad treatment, because there was a moment where she got some good treatment, right? Everybody's like, oh my God, Cara Dune, awesome. They're coming out with toys. And it's like, yeah, you're in it now. And then because of, you know, a bunch of BS, it turned to the worst kind of internet hate you can get, right?
Oh, it was bad.
But for me, the reason I always liked, and obviously, I followed Gina through her fighting career, but then to see her in Star Wars is awesome. And obviously, as you know, there's some connections there in the background. It's, for me, the reason why I loved her character, Cara Cynthia Dune, is because she fit the role perfectly. It wasn't acting. She is that bad bitch, right? She is that drop trooper. She is that bad motherfucker. And so there was something that was so genuine about what she did on screen that came through that we all were like, yeah, that's her. That's not Gina Carano. That's Cara Cynthia Dune, man. Yeah. She's a badass. And so I think, you know, there's something that people don't understand about the Star Wars fan base to a degree, where a lot of Star Wars fans, we're not space engineers. We're not friggin', you know, rocket neurosurgeons. A lot of us are field technicians and blue collar guys. And so when we see something genuine like that, we attach to it.
So let me ask you this question. If you're Gina and they said, hey, we want you back, even though we treated you like crap, we never had your back, you had to go to YouTubers to, you know, to find a place where, you know, you're loved, would you go back?
I would take an upper decker on Bob Chapek's desk.
He's not there anymore.
Iger, whatever you want. Who cares? I would take an upper decker on their desk. Like, no, you don't treat somebody like that and then ask me to come back and make you money.
Well, you know what's crazy is that they released her salary and she was only getting $20,000 an episode.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, but she was only in like 3 or 4 episodes.
I know, I'm just saying.
So
it's a shit pile of money.
Not compared to what Pedro and all them others were making.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about Star Wars.
Basically, what they dangled in front of her was like, if you make it to like, I think it's like year 3 or 4, then you get a percentage of your toy sales. So you don't get that till like, you know.
This is a good point though. Like, then, dude, if they're like, hey, we effed up, here's money, I'd be like, you take it, Gina. You take it, girl, and you run with it, and then retire in Bali. Like, they effed up. You didn't F up. Take the money. Do it.
Do you know how crazy that will send the fandom? Like, it will. Well, I'm gonna be people that wanted her gone. You know, all those people from Lucasfilm that I have, like all their records, and trust me, something cool is gonna happen with all those tweets that I kept that they deleted. All that, something big is coming. Trust me when I tell you that. Something with
I'm
that.
gonna be sitting on Twitter just.
And
Told you.
so all those Lucasfilm employees that said all those things about her, you know, and then like a month after they all deleted those tweets, and I was like, well, the internet's forever. So yeah, if she came back, it would be a big middle finger to cancel culture, that's for sure.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like,
but she definitely would take a lot, like the I hope you die brigade on Twitter and social media would be all over her, and I don't know if she really wants to go through that again.
You know, it'd be awesome though if that show soars and people come back and the ratings are amazing. That is irrefutable evidence that, like, stop listening to the 6 guys with 478,000 accounts and actually we're the people actually on camera talking about this stuff, right? So listen to those people, because they have the big followings. They have the people who are actually trying to at least speak for some section of the fan base. And if it blows up and people are like, oh my God, we're so psyched to see her back, it would do so much. And for her, what I would hope for her is that she doesn't engage for even a second. Don't say a word. Don't say anything to these people on Twitter. Don't say anything.
Nah, she's yeah, she doesn't really. Yeah, she deleted her Twitter not too long ago because it just got really bad.
Yeah.
So is Jay gonna watch Mando 3? Probably not. I did want to do a review with X-Wing, like when we did.
Yeah, let's do like we did with Kenobi. Oh my God, the dark days.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the one show that's really, you know, being in the middle of all that stuff was just, you know, we'll see. Honestly, that's the one show I probably will not. I refuse to watch.
Really? That's the only one I'm excited for.
Because of like what happened to her. Like, she's my friend, dude. It's like, you know,
I totally get it, but would she tell you not to watch it?
No, she would never do that.
It's like that scene, right, with Obi-Wan and Anakin when they're LAAT. What would she do if she were in your position? She would watch it.
Yeah, but it's principle though, you know.
I hear you.
It's principle. Like the Obi-Wan and Boba Fett stuff was like such bad. You know, yeah. Maybe we'll do Ahsoka.
I don't even know what to think about that. There's so much about this stuff that's up in the air right now. I don't really know. I don't know what to do.
And I enjoyed doing reviews with X-Wing, everyone. I really did. We X-Wing would take a lunch break, and I loved it because he would take his lunch break to do the video with me and then have to go back to work. So I appreciated him for doing that.
We always ran it up to like 5 seconds before I had to clock back into. It was
yeah.
Never...
You're like, I gotta go, dude. I'm like, all right, I'll finish up. All right, thank you all for watching another. So
that was fun. Those were good times, man. I was enjoying that. I should say I wasn't actually enjoying that, dude. That was really rough. You had to realize that I shared like the worst experience I've ever had with Star Wars with that. Kenobi will forever be the worst thing that's ever happened to me in Star Wars. Way worse than the sequels. Way worse. Those are my boys, man. Can't do them like that.
Devil's Advocate is like roasting Gina in the chat. I heard Gina knocked it out of the park on Terror on the Prairie. Said no one ever.
Oh, that's a fake. Where's Devil? Oh, okay. That's Devil's Advocate, not Devil Actual. I take that back.
That's all right. People have their own opinions. That's the beauty of our side. You could say whatever you want. It's your opinion.
Yeah, I don't really understand how, like, I see so many people on the accepted spectrum doing some of the worst things I've ever seen, saying some of the most horrible things I've seen to anybody, and either getting a pass or getting promoted. And then you have somebody who legitimately just wants to spread like love and acceptance to people, and it gets mistaken, or somebody takes it the wrong way, or they hear a syllable they don't like, and you're blacklisted forever. It's infuriating,
rough,
man.
right?
It's infuriating.
So
And I don't know what
Ryan
to do.
Johnson?
What about that?
I sent you a text earlier. So when the live stream is over, do you have 30 minutes to do a video with your boy Jay?
We're gonna have to look at the budget, but I can probably pencil.
Don't drink
I'll
so much.
pencil
'Cause I need you.
something in.
I need you at prime.
I haven't been drinking. I've had 2 seltzers.
All right.
Actually, I had a beer. But what do you want to talk about?
I can't say it. People have to watch the video. It's Star Wars related though.
It's only been 45 minutes.
Oh no, do your show. What are you talking about? I can wait. I can wait all night. I'm back home. What's about Ryan Johnson, man? What's going on with Ryan?
What do you want me to say about that guy? I mean, it's so tough
because what was his quote that he wanted to burn it down?
Yeah, well, that's old news. No, so there was an article that came out essentially detailing what his plan was for his movie in the sequel trilogy, and that he wanted to have his own ending in the movie. And I think, in my brain, when I think about what it takes to tell a story, if you're telling a story in a trilogy, you don't make your own ending, right? And when we look at how Star Wars has been traditionally, look at the end of The Empire Strikes Back, look at the end of the Clone Wars. It's not a finish and then we're going to start a new story. You always leave it open-ended for what's going to happen in the next movie.
Man. It's like, what's going to happen next?
But the guy is so fucking far up his own ass. He's licking the cavities in his molars, and he doesn't realize that other people are watching what he's doing. And when you say stupid things like "F your fandom," "Screw you," like I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I don't care if I piss off half the fucking people that I'm making the movie for. We're not gonna enjoy what you're gonna make right off the bat because you automatically don't fit into our group of nerds. You're an asshole.
Yeah, that whole man, we could talk hours on that sequel trilogy. It's like Ryan just started filming. They just talk about bad management. They're just like, you want to know the truth? I wish Ryan or JJ just did all 3.
JJ should have done 3. It would have been bad,
no,
but it
all,
wouldn't have been
all
as
3 of
bad.
them. Just all 3 of them. Like, even if it was Ryan Johnson, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, at least this. The story was just so. He literally just made a Star Wars movie and had no regard for what came before or what was coming after. He just made his movie, and I firmly believe, with everything in me, that he purposely, because every interview I've ever seen, everything, like during those heydays of The Last Jedi, Luke wasn't supposed to die in The Last Jedi, and that was kind of like last second, you know what, we're gonna do it. I really believe he wanted to be the director that kills Luke Skywalker, because his name will always be talked about as long as Star Wars lore is talked about.
Correct.
His name will always be with Luke. It just and until he's shuffled off this earth, whatever, his name will still be remembered as that was the best Star Wars movie. That was the worst. That was the fandom killer. He killed Luke. Blah blah blah. His name will always be talked about, and his ego, I believe, was just that big that he didn't care about any.
That's what he want. He said it in interviews multiple times. He's like, I don't care if I piss off half the fan base and I get half the fan base with me, which is the literal definition of being divisive. He divided the fan base in half and said, awesome, I did what I was supposed to do. What kind of dickhead? How big does your ego have to be? And beyond that, look, if you're a fucking man's man and you're like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I believe in you, I'm going to be like, fuck yeah, do what you need to do. But that's not who that dude is. He's like, you want to make a Star Wars movie? I just want to fucking hit him in the face.
The worst thing that he did too was he was like, he would always say, if The Empire Strikes Back came out today, it would receive the same criticism as The Last Jedi.
That's the most infuriating line I've ever heard in my entire life.
You're just kind of like, what? Not even close.
That pot's real good in Hollywood, man.
Darth Wizzy Wizard said, I don't think he split the fandom at all. I don't know many people that like. The truth is, if you were on YouTube during the days of The Last Jedi, that was the biggest Star Wars war I have ever been a part of. There was the creation of the Fandom Menace. There was the purist. It was it was wild. It was wild. You had all these people over here and all these people over here, and it was a constant fight. It was like, it was
not a nice fight either.
It's all like most of us that just were so sick of it after a while, we just stopped. We just moved. We were like, you know what? It's all yours.
They're still there though.
No, I'm saying people like us that were
you guys have moved on. They're still there though. Like they're still saying the same thing. Like,
I know,
they have not given up.
Yeah, I know, and it was just like, and they still are trying to fight an old battle that we don't care about anymore, which I think is funny. Because then when Kenobi came out, and we were all like Reva and all that stuff, it just sparked these same weirdos to just like feel that fire all over again. But it still wasn't as bad as Last Jedi, you know. I mean, the only reason why I got like known by people was I had 52 subscribers on my channel, right? I did a video on why the media is enjoying The Last Jedi and why we don't like it. And Peter Soretta from Slash Film, the big fat guy from Ordinary Adventures, went after. I never talked about. Went after me.
Who was it?
His name is Peter Soretta from Slash Film.
Does he do like saber reviews?
Hey,
it's a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that guy right there. Oh, I can't stand that guy. He went after me on Twitter like no one's business. Went after my video. Boom, boom. Started saying stuff like, this guy's a joke. Look, he only got 100 views. Nobody cares about this. This guy's retired. Dude, he went after me.
Who goes with a small channel like that?
Yeah, and that's how like Jeremy and Gary and all them, they're like, why is this guy going after him? Like, who is this guy? And they were just like, they messaged me. They're like, dude, who are you? And why is this guy? I was like, I don't know, like why he's so mad at me. But his whole thing, and then all his little band of cronies were all like laughing at my views and my camera setup. And they were like, his backdrop looks like he can only afford Big Lot Star. Dude, it was brutal. And I'm sitting there like, what the freak did I do? But yeah, that was my...
I remember watching that video of him like going and checking out the sabers, and then you and I were talking one night. I don't know, it was like a year ago or something like that. You're like, "Hey, this guy attacked my channel," and I'm like, "That makes sense. It makes sense. Like he seems like the kind of dude that would do something like that." And then I watched through the video. I'm like, "Yeah, it makes sense. It's a pure profit." And I
no. What happens is these type of people, they get access.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you didn't let me finish.
So
it's a pure profit channel who doesn't give a shit about what they delude themselves into thinking that this stuff is actually amazing.
Right. So Pete Soretta, for an example, was given a free trip to the Galactic Star Cruiser, and he was given free reign to film everything and put on his YouTube channel. Not everybody was allowed to do that, but he was, because they know he's going to say how great it is and that it's worth the price and that all that stuff. And what does that do for Pete Soretta? Him being one of the few people that are allowed to record, he's going to get millions of views.
Yeah.
His millions of views means a lot of money. A lot of money means a lot of access. Then the corporation sees them and they're like, look, he's a yes man. He'll promote it. And so let's just give him this. Let's give him that. Let's invite him here. Let's invite him there. And so that's what they don't want to lose. John Campia, I don't know if you know who he is.
Yeah, I know John.
He used to have the same access. I'm not defending Campia. Whatever, he can do it. He's doing his thing. I respect the hustle. he lost his access last year and went on a tirade of like 4 or 5 videos on how he's done with Star Wars, he's done with Disney, he's da 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 da. He just went off on them because he started. I don't know what he did. He just didn't play by their rules anymore.
Yeah, he spoke out a little bit.
So, but
you don't speak out against the mouse,
that
dude.
much, but it was just enough for them to go, all right, we're done with you. We're gonna find somebody else that says, I love it. It's perfect. Watch it. This and that. So
yeah. I don't really know. I couldn't live with myself if I had to be that guy. But I guess there's a point where you kind of delude yourself into believing what you're saying. I guess some people think that way. Drunk, it's your channel for about 45.
What are you talking
Ready?
about? Right now?
Ready? Yeah.
45 seconds?
Yeah.
All right. We all know that X-Wing has a itty bitty jelly bean kidney. And when he drinks too much alcohol, he can't hold his water. So that's why he has to take constant breaks. And that's where we are. I thought we were going to talk about Rian Johnson and the Bad Batch, but we got off on tangent about Gina Carano and The Last Jedi. I think I think Star Wars will make a turnaround, but I think it will it'll take a little time. So, yo, Jay, is anybody going to the Galactic Star Cruiser now? They're giving out free cruises to certain people that can promote, and also they're only maxing out at 25%, and they have to keep it running. I was told that they needed to at least 80% occupancy for it to even make money, but they're only running at 20% and then giving some of the free rooms to cast members at a discounted price. Cast members are employees of Disney. So if you go on the calendar now, this whole year, it's wide open except for like one weekend that's been booked up since they opened up the calendar. And I think that's they're bringing in people to like clean up and refurbish some of the work that weekend. So we'll see. I've been trying to get on there for free, but I couldn't make it. You're muted, my friend.
What the heck? There we go. I left and Daisy Blossom put a super chat out for $20. Thank you so much.
Daisy Blossom is awesome. I got to meet her in Vegas.
I haven't got to meet her yet.
What a beautiful soul she is.
Are you going to be at the next one, Daisy? Because I'm thinking about going down to Vegas and meeting
in August. I think it's in August.
Yeah, I'd love to meet you down there. Thank you so much for the 20 and the membership. As always, I appreciate you, Daisy. Let's get rid of a youngling real quick.
Thank you.
Yeah, forgot there was a video. I'm one of the personal people that I think if you get rid of Pablo Hidalgo and the story group people, I think everybody else could probably stay. I think Star Wars would be great. I think that's a two-pronged.
It's a two-pronged problem, right? So the head at Lucasfilm needs to change because there are some fans that are never gonna. Yeah, but some fans are never gonna be happy with Star Wars if freaking Kathleen Kennedy's still at the head, no matter what.
You want to know the truth? I don't think Kathleen Kennedy.
She's not doing shit.
I don't think
anymore.
She does anything.
No.
I think it's these group of activists that they've hired, the people that are all, and listen, these are the same people that are all in the High Republic. These are the same people that talk at conventions that say that Lando sucks, that all these other people suck, that say, hey, we need diversity, but not Lando or like they're not good enough. Mesa wasn't good enough. We need to inject our own. And it's those people. Those are the same people that before Gina was fired, they wanted her to do a Zoom call with 60 people from the story group
Bend
to talk
the
about
knee.
transphobia. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Gina's response was, I don't want to do it over the computer. I want to talk to you face to face. I'll
Take you to dinner.
I'll pay for dinner for all of you and sit with you and talk to you and work this out. But
as humans,
they declined. I think Pablo Hidalgo is a piece of trash and he needs to go. But the story group, listen, Pablo Hidalgo self-inserted himself in the High Republic as a Jedi lore master. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah. And all these other people that are there, they're all inserting themselves in the High Republic. They're just narcissistic people. Matt Martin, who's part of that group, who I think is a piece of trash, who is so far up Star Wars Explains butt, like he keeps throwing them frisbees and like interviews and stuff. He's the one who wrote the script for the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
You know, and we've all seen those clips. It sucks. It's
be appreciative, okay? If they didn't do that Galactic Star Cruiser right now, Jay, you'd be down like 10,000 subs. It was so good for the program.
Are you kidding me? Star Cruiser made me a lot of money. A lot of money.
More than they've made in bookings.
So I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, man, you know, I got Cara Dune, I got lightsabers over here. Like, I love Star Wars. I'm scared to death what's gonna happen to Indiana Jones. IMDb, is that what it's called?
IMDb,
anyway,
yeah.
They released their top 10 anticipated movies by Google search and polls and everything. Indiana Jones was like number 9. Like Barbie is above Indiana Jones. That just goes that if that doesn't speak volumes to anyone saying that Indiana Jones, like there's no interest because people have been damaged by this company. You know what I mean? Indiana Jones should be top 3, easy,
100%. Yeah,
easy. It's not for everybody, but it shouldn't be below like some of these other films that are coming out.
Yeah.
When like the Barbie movie, like more young people and others are more interested in watching Barbie than Indiana Jones.
Come on. Nobody gives a shit about a Barbie movie. Come on. You know what's funny though? A lot of people are talking about it, and I'm like, God. How do we get a Barbie movie on screen, but we can't get a Star Wars movie? How?
Exactly, man. Exactly. Just think about it's like, what is happening to this company?
A Barbie movie? I don't understand it.
But that's what's going on with this company. And so like you talk about the state of Star Wars. And listen, we know people, me and you know people that talk Star Wars every day.
Yeah.
And how much they love it and how they find the joy in it and whatever. And they also throw in how they think all of us that don't, not X-Wing, but all of us that don't like it, how terrible we are for not liking their Star Wars.
Dude, that was the craziest thing that
I'm saying that proves to me is that they just like it to hate on others. It's like, it's not even I like it because it's good, you know.
Yeah, or they want some kind of kickback or something.
Hey, one person you should have on your channel is Raging Rhino.
Raging Rhino?
But be careful.
I see you talking about Raging all the time. They need to do a complete clean out of Lucasfilm with how bad it's been over the last decade with the Lucasfilm. The people that work there are trenched in this bullshit, storytelling and ideology.
I actually would like to hear you guys talk, but I'd like to hear you take some of the positive side and let Raging Rhino take like the other side. It's not like a full-fledged debate. It's more like just a conversation about friends.
Well, if there's anything I love more than this world, it's the devil's advocate, right? So if something's, and people are like, oh, I'm happy about it, for some reason, I always trying to find the bad in it. If something's really bad, I always trying to find the positive in it. I've just always been the devil's advocate. But when it comes to Lucasfilm, when it comes to Star Wars and stuff right now, like I'm really having a really tough time being positive about it. And I want to be positive about it because I love Star Wars. But the more that I've gotten into YouTube and the more people that I've spoken to, I've found that there is an accepting side and then there is a shunning side.
Yeah,
And when I
what's
tell
with
you
that?
that, like, I'm somebody who wants to be positive, but I'm not going to lie if I'm not positive about it, they will throw you to the curb faster than you can fucking imagine. They're like, oh, you don't agree with me? Bah! And you're out. You're not in the society anymore. Go
Why
away.
is that?
I don't know. It doesn't
And
make
why
sense.
can I talk to you about the love of Star Wars and be accepting? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. And I think that's just where a lot of us started to fight with these people, where it's like, hold on a second, we have our own opinion, but that's not good enough for you. And then, you know, and then then the mudslinging starts to happen, and some people throw mud back, and then it gets really ugly.
The mud just comes
know,
out
like,
so quick.
So you know the guy, Pete from Around the Galaxy podcast, who hates all of us at Geeks and Gamers, and whatever, hates Star Wars theory and all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you're a fan of his or not, but
I've never listened to an ATG, but I know who he is.
So he reached out to me like 2 years ago and wanted to talk to me and have me on his podcast because I was the only member of Fandom Menace back in the day, or Geeks and Gamers, whatever. Like, we don't even use that. Fandom Menace was like, it's no longer a thing. Some people still claim it, and that's totally fine, but it just kind of broke up into like, now we're all like, you know, doing our thing. But he wanted to talk to one of us, and he goes, I'm the only one that's maybe, you know, a calm that he wanted to talk to. So he had me on his podcast. Listen, I still have it because I recorded, because I told people, I was like, I'm going on this guy's podcast. It was like, don't do it. He's setting you up.
Yeah, record it so he can't cut it.
So I told him, I said, I'll come on, but I'm going to record it too. And he goes, oh, no problem. So I recorded it. We did it through Skype, and we talked for 2 hours. And when he was all said and done, he was like, I understand you guys. I have it all.
Slapping hands, totally fine.
He's like, I get it. I get where you're coming from. I understand this and that. Okay. I think we could walk away, you know, like, I'll just go my way and like it, and you go your way and say what you have to say. But we're both, at the end of the day, it's still about Star Wars. I was like, absolutely. He tweets out, I just met with Drunk3PO, and we're gonna, he was on the podcast, and you might be interesting to hear what he has to say. It's literally all he said. Star Wars Explained, Molly, all the people that hate everything that we stood for, saying, if you do this, never talk to us again. This guy's a racist. This guy hates people. Dude, I have all the tweets. I got them all. They went on and on and on. I messaged Pete out of my heart. I messaged him and I said, hey man, look, I don't want to mess up your podcast.
Right.
You don't have to air it. It's okay. Like, don't worry about it. I'm not going to say anything. Just say, you know what, I said, go ahead and say on second thought, like, all right, we're not going to air it, this and that. No problem whatsoever. Dude, I've got tweets of people that have made up stuff about me, that I visited them at work and threatened them and stuff, saying if he releases this podcast, like, he'll go under and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's funny. I just collected them all. And he said, are you sure? I was like, I'm fine with it, dude. Like you, that's your podcast. That's your baby. I get it. Go ahead. Like, I won't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
So he did. Like 2 months go by, and he just started in like, like, I'm a terrible person, and I don't know what I was thinking, and Star Wars theory, and I messaged him again. I was like, dude, what's the problem? And he goes, yeah, well, now that I took a deep dive in what you're talking about, I disagree. And I'm like,
bro, are you kidding me?
Not kidding. So then he did something. He did something that I made a promise to him that I wouldn't bring up anymore, because he handled it. I needed him to say something he went after someone, and I said, hey man, you shouldn't do this. This ain't it. I messaged him again. I was like, I really think you owe this person an apology. And he goes, you're right. I'll take care of it. And I said, I won't bring it up, or I won't name names or anything, because
don't name names or anything.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, that's why I'm not doing it now. He did it. And so I said, from this moment, I'm just going to kind of...
We're even.
Yeah, just wash my hand of this person. But he just doesn't stop. He makes videos of us and everything. And I'm just like, what is it, man? Like, every time, like, we hit a milestone, like when I hit 50K, and he was like, he would make a comment. He's like, I can't believe someone that has a drunk thing, like these are just hate people, and why are they getting rewarded? It's like, focus on, like, my thing is, like, focus on what you love and stop worrying about what we're doing, and just focus on it and just build your stuff.
Yeah. You can't survive on hate. That's the bottom line.
But
like,
see, that's the thing. They think we hate on everyone. It's like, no, man. Like, you're hating on us, and we don't even talk about you.
Yeah.
Bro, we don't even talk about you. And, like, they just wouldn't stop. It's just unbelievable how, Here, I'll show you some. I'll show you some. Let me show you some.
So that's what I kind of learned when I got introduced to you, and I got introduced to Ryan, and I got introduced to a couple people there. It was like, it became very clear to me very quickly, like, who's actually thinking with their head.
Here, let me show you some.
I was like, okay, I could be friends with them.
I'll show you how long ago.
This is out of line, dude.
This is 19 September. And so this is Around the Galaxy podcast. This is what they're saying about me. Maybe don't give this toxic S-bag a platform. That's like inviting David Duke onto a podcast. This is what they're saying about me. I'm sorry, but these people have harassed LGBTQ women fans. I don't care what they have to say. Inviting someone like that on your platform, only gives them more legitimacy. This person stood up for me. Calling a man who has done more to help POC children and victims of disaster you ever done. He's actually helped, and they just went on and on fight. Listen to that. He has harassed me personally multiple times. I had to block him. I have no idea who this person is.
Bro, I can barely get a text back from you, Jay. I know you're not on Twitter.
He's one of the forefront radicals, and I know that from personal experience. They just freaking lied about me, dude. This is what they're calling me. I'm a racist, sexist, hate-driven harassment. I see they're all addressing Around the Galaxy podcast because he said, I'm going to have Drunk3PO on. Do not release that episode and pretend it never happened. You know what I mean? And dude, it's tons. Same guy right there.
Man, you really did keep every receipt.
Don't release these episodes. Like, this person called me the Hitler.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't stop.
A group fueled purely by hate.
Yeah.
How do the kids in Mexico feel when you're working on the orphanage down there? How do they feel about you, being purely fueled by hate and racism?
Gee, they have a home they have a home to live in, a school to go to learn. They have food in their bellies. I don't think they care. So this was him trying to backtrack. He's like, you don't need to listen to the show, but please respect me as you would expect me to be respected. That made it worse. This is him saying, hey guys, I've read every comment to my heart. I am in a no-win situation on this episode. I took a risk speaking to someone who I disagreement with. He's like trying to tell people releasing this episode is a huge middle finger to all the marginalized and POC listeners.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up. All right. New member.
All right. So you get the idea. Like, this is who these people are, man.
Welcome to the new member, DJJ. Thank you so much for becoming a member.
DJJ is a freaking awesome animal person. I love this guy.
Anybody who loves animals is good in my book.
Yeah, he has supported projects. He's a good one in my corner, man, and I appreciate him. He doesn't realize how much I appreciate GJJ.
Well, welcome to the family, GJJ.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for your generous contribution to
X-Wing.
Thank you.
Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the family. So, wow. Okay. Well, this is
Again, everyone in the chat, that was in 2019. I'm over it.
You don't have to defend your. There's 52 people here. You don't
I
have
don't
to
want,
defend
I
yourself.
don't want anyone going to the guy's Twitter or saying, "Hey, why'd you do that to Jay?" Like that's in the past. I was just trying to say that's how bad it was during those last Jedi days.
I should have listened to you the other day. I hopped on Twitter. Who was it? It was, I think it was Brittany. Brittany was, yeah. It's like, I was like, wow, great response, A+. And somebody's like, hey, bro, she's not you.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And then it went on for like a day and a half. I'm like, dude, I need to stay off Twitter. I can't talk to these people. I'm not meant for this YouTube internet atmosphere, or at least I'm not as trained as you guys are. And
says I'm not over it. Bro, I'm so far over it. It's not. I only brought it up because we were making a point.
What?
Like that's all it was.
Can't love it.
I hope nothing but the best.
No, he's over.
But yeah,
It's
I
always
keep
fun to
I keep
talk
a lot
about
of
it, though.
stuff, man. I keep a lot of those receipts because it always comes in handy. Especially when these people are like, I never said or did any of those things. I'm like,
I'm starting to think I need a folder on my computer. I mean, this same kind of thing happened to me to a degree with the whole Darth Melvin thing, right?
Yeah.
So I had a thriving community. Everybody was happy and excited. And oh my God, dude, I think I had the most active Star Wars Discord out there. I mean, it was not just bots talking. Everybody was talking, having a good time. I had Darth Melvin on, and it was like somebody threw blood down the Nile River. Mass exodus. People didn't want to talk anymore. People didn't want to be a part of the community. I know it was because they were spreading hate.
Man.
But
Like, don't they know who Melvin is? What he does?
Guy's an entertainer, man.
That's so sad, man.
What are you gonna do? Interesting. Darth Wizzy, by the way. Interesting. I didn't pay attention to the fans really at that time. I walked out of the theater and I looked around. What are we talking about here? He might be late. Were those gifted memberships? I can't see it from my side. Gotta go to YouTube.
No, GJJ wasn't gifted. It wouldn't have showed up. Dude, AD Edits is in here.
GJJ gifted 5 memberships.
Oh, look at that.
GJJ, buddy, thank you so much. T. Davidson was gifted. Beskar Man, Paul Blunt, Steve Sarenka, and Zacharat were all gifted memberships. Bro, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Those are my first gifted memberships on YouTube. Period.
I went on AD Edit's show and like he got a lot of threats. And I'm like, me? I don't even cuss.
Yeah. You don't. You say frick a lot though.
Guilty by association.
It's adorable. Frick. I always like watching your videos and you're like, what the frick are you thinking?
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
what the
you're adorable.
freak? Yeah.
Obsession says, I don't think he
I like
approves
Cody's
of you
comment.
being
Cody's
here in this
comment was
space.
like, it seemed like when you started being honest about Kenobi, all those people got really offended. They can't handle an honest take on Star Wars without emotion.
Well, I was honest on Book of Boba Fett too, but everybody knew that show was shit. But when Kenobi came out, yeah, that's when they really started to get mad at me.
I felt bad for Alex, man. I felt so bad for Alex. He was like, "Yeah, dude, I got tons of DMs when you came on our pod. The Exodus was weird." I felt terrible.
Dude, it is ridiculous too, because like sometimes he'll send me snapshots of like stuff people are saying in his comments, and I'm like, you made a modern trailer for a Star Wars movie, and people are like coming after him and attacking him personally. It makes no sense. I don't get it. Yeah, dude, I got tons of DMs when you came on our pod, man. The Exodus was weird. X-Wing 2. Me
Sorry
too?
about that. And that is the state of Star Wars.
Me? What the hell did I do?
That is the state of Star Wars.
Wait, Zombie Gifted too? I gotta go back to YouTube. Hold on.
It doesn't show up in
DJ,
stream yards. That's why you
It
should
won't
always
let me
have
go
like
back far enough. Dude, I'm sorry, Zombie. I completely missed that. We don't see it in StreamYard.
That's what I just said. You weren't paying attention.
No, it's just I'm saying it. It's my stream. I'm saying it myself.
And I'm like, I love Avatar,
So
and like I get crap from my own community about really liking Avatar, but I don't care.
DJ, sometimes I feel like I'm the only fan of Avatar on the West Coast. You're the only fan of Avatar on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's
There's
why
two of us.
And it's about to make $2 billion. Obviously, we're the only ones that like it.
Legitimately, like it's been so good, and I don't understand where all the hate's go. I think
people like it. They're just embarrassed to say.
I agree for sure, because there is a little bit of that fostered culture of like we want it to fail before it comes out.
Yeah,
and it's not doing that. No good person goes unpunished. Live long with the Force. It's so good to see you, girl. Hope you're doing well. Darth Wizzy Wizard for $6.99. Made a whiz be with you. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank
Alex
you.
liked it too. There we go. Avatar was fun.
Thank you. You know what? I always think it's so funny. I think about these Avatar movies as like old Disney movies. They're conventional. They're very conventional. They're tropey, and they're damn good fun. That's it. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's action, it's fun, it's beautiful, and it's old tropey stories. That's it. Why can't we just go to the theater and have fun with something like that? Maybe I don't want my expectations subverted. What's up, Knights of Melvin? How you doing, buddy? Ladaj, fuck you. I love you. Good to see you, Knights. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the hate. Like, this is something I've been wanting for a very long time. It's just a traditional movie with traditional values that's beautiful. And it's exactly what I got. And I'm happy about it. That's it. Jay, let me see your left hand real quick. You've been wearing a golf glove on the left hand? Oh, it's your watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got a watch hand.
I walk around the theme parks all day, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough life.
Fun is not allowed up in here. Avatar is X-Wing's Last Jedi. What are you talking about, dude? Why do people hate it so much? What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's just weird. The Disney tag on it doesn't help it, probably. I think, people just don't like blue people. Telling a story.
Is that what it is?
I listen to some of the people that hate it. Like, I really do. Like, I listen to some of their criticism, and a lot of it's like, oh yeah, humans are bad, colonists and all that stuff. I'm like, I didn't really see that in the first one. I saw Jake Sully struggling with purpose and trying to find who he is, and he found a purpose. Like, that's what I saw. I didn't see some of this other deep meaning that others people had, and that's cool, but that's the beauty of movies. Like, I have no problem with people not liking it. I like it. My Avatar channel paying my car payment every month, so I'm. You're
not going to go on somebody else's Twitter and start yelling at them because they didn't like it.
I haven't done that yet.
Oh, weird. Very weird.
Yeah.
Zombie box for €2. I gifted it a few days ago. Same thing on Jay's stream. Buddy, so I saw your zombie box, dude. You were going ham on Jay's channel, and please do continue to support this awesome guy. I think I thought you just joined as a member. I can't see the member chat, so I apologize. But thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate it. So you were actually the first gifted subs on the channel. Thank you. Valiente says Avatar 2 was
That's
great.
Ivan. Yeah, good dude.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what I like to see. I don't know. Like I said, it's It's just like kind of an old Disney movie. That's what it feels like. It feels like The Lion King. Or going back and watching Beauty and the Beast. It's a very conventional story that's good to look at, and I enjoy watching it. I don't feel like that's a bad thing. You know, people loved the movie The Northman. Do you ever see The Northman with Skarsgård?
I never saw it.
It's The Lion King. It's the same story as The Lion King. And so I don't understand why people are totally fine with that and then not okay with Avatar. And I think it's just because it's popular. It's the only reason why.
I mean,
I actually blocked you from becoming a member.
My take on it is I like what I like, and I don't let anybody change my own opinion. And I don't need to change yours. So,
ooh, not okay on the internet these days.
Yeah, I know it's a rare thing, but I lead by example.
Live Long says, I hope the next Avatar movie brings the Na'vi and humans together. If they can get past the original colonizer plot, we can move on to how two former enemies need to work to thrive. So,
spoiler alert, in the next Avatar film, there's going to be a new tribe of Na'vi that can live in fire, and they're going to be evil. And
please,
the humans and the Na'vi are going to have to work together to defeat this enemy. So
are they like magma Na'vi?
It's something like that.
No, I don't like that at all.
Not MAGA.
Magma.
No, they look. I don't know. Not
MAGA. Like the Avatar hops out. He's like, "Make America great again, motherfucker." Yeah. Magma, lava.
I don't think they're made from lava.
No, they can live in lava. I don't like that. I don't like that. Barbecue Na'vi. I don't like that. I don't know. That's weird. I'm gonna have to hear more for it to make sense. But like, where on Pandora is it just like constantly on fire and somehow
the desert,
a species?
Man, they're in the desert.
I live in the desert. Doesn't mean I can live in fire.
But you hate where you live. You want to move where I live.
I do.
See,
to be honest with you, I really do. It still
doesn't
mean
the Ash people. That's right, McLovin. They're called the Ash people.
Okay, so they're like volcano Na'vi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could make sense, I guess. I don't know. Called the people. It would be cool if Jay brought Carano on the channel with that. No. Oh my god, dude. Just stop. If anybody's here that's in my community, stop asking Jay about Gina. For the love of God.
I don't mind.
Yeah, you do.
I honestly don't. I'm used to it.
All right. I've been going for an hour and a half. Jay, I know you're like the 3-hour guy, but I got some stuff I got to do tonight. I have some work to do on this AT-AT that's nearly perfectly done, but I got to wire in a little bit more stuff. And then
you going to do my video real quick after this?
And then yes, Jay. All right. I'm going to do the video. And then after that is going to be, actually I have 2 other ones. Really exciting. I got the Tantive hallway. I'm going to do the Tantive hallway. So that first scene from A New Hope where they're shooting down the hallway, I'm going to do that. I already have the Tantive. Somebody's already glued in. So it's going to be good. I'm trying to go back to things that I love in Star Wars because for the love of God, it is tough to talk about the stuff that's new. Everybody enjoy the rest of your night. I want to thank my co-host, Jay, for showing up. I didn't think you were going to show up here. I really appreciate you. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. And I will see you guys on the next one. Have a wonderful night. May the Force be with you always.